Tell me what your name is.
Ace Merritt.
What's your story?
My story is there was people living in the chicken coop behind my mom's house. Some context to that is that the chicken coop used to be used for illegal chicken fighting before we lived in the house, so we were already kind of weirded out by it. The start of when we started realizing that there was people in the chicken coop was during like COVID times, because that's the house we were in for COVID. Me and my cousin would always be in the outside. Of course, in the outside. We would be in the backyard, specifically on the trampoline, and we'd always like hear noises from the chicken coop, and we'd be like, okay, whatever. We always like dismissed it as, oh, it's the ghosts or whatever. And it's usually always windy up here, and it's kind of an old chicken coop, so we were just like, it's whatever, maybe the wind's moving loose things around. And then one night we'd slept on the trampoline, me, my one cousin that I talked about before, and another cousin, like 2 cousins. And at like 5 in the morning, we were woken up by like noise from the chicken coop that sounded like someone was like dragging metal, like, you know those metal panels that like wave? Like, it sounded like they were dragging one of those across the floor, and it was like banging and stuff like that. We were like, huh? But of course it was 5 in the morning, and we just woken up, and we were like, what, 12 over COVID? So she was probably like 13, my other cousin.
Yeah.
So we were just like, it's whatever, right? Because we'd already joked about the chicken coop being haunted, so there's that.
Do you want to tell me where we're standing? What was here before?
So right here was where the trampoline was. I don't know how to explain like how big it was, but it was like this area. And then when we stayed the night on the trampoline, we heard the sounds from over there. So yeah, and then when we would hang out around on the trampoline just at night and stuff, the chicken coop was like right there, so we would like hear noises and like see figures, and we just like, oh, it's the demons, because it was dark, you just saw figures, so you're like, oh, your brain's making something out to be there that there isn't. And I don't know what we thought the noises at 5 in the morning of metal scraping was, but yeah, that's where right here was.
I'd say the second main occurrence was when we'd be at the trampoline almost every night, because there's nothing else to do. So me and my cousin, we would just go on the trampoline, and we'd hang out, we'd play games, and we would just hear noises back there, or sometimes see figures, and we would always joke, oh, it's the demons, oh, it's the demons. Or when we'd be on the porch, because it was night, and sometimes we'd go on the roof and look at the stars, we would like hear stuff in the area, because like the porch was like right here, and then this area there was the yard, and then the chicken coop behind it. So we'd be on the porch area, and we'd see like figures in the darkness, and they'd like get closer to us. So we would just eventually be like, oh, the demons are getting closer, we should probably go inside now. They're telling us it's too late to be out here. Because I don't know if we were really supposed to be out that late, but no one really stopped us, because we're stuck inside the house. What were we going to do? They had like a Halloween party, so it was a bunch of like family friends. So I didn't know half the people there, and I was just hanging out on the trampoline, because that trampoline's in the backyard, so a lot of it we were just hanging out in the backyard on the trampoline, because there's nothing else to do back there. And there's a bunch of little kids over, because it was a Halloween party. We had some games set up, and the adults were going, hanging out and talking, and little kids were just being little kids. So me and my one cousin that's been in every story so far, we were like watching the kids basically, and like hanging out and playing games with them. And so we went inside to grab something for the kids, because we were like, hey, you want to play with like a ball on the trampoline or something? And they're like, oh yeah. So we're like, okay, stay here, we'll go get it real quick. So we went inside to go grab it and like get a break from the kids, because they were like really little kids, and it'd been like an hour or two, because it was starting to get dark. So we were like, okay, we're getting tired of the kids. But then like, trying to think of the word. Oh, yeah. The kids came running in, and we were like, what's going on? And they were like, out there a person approached us, we didn't know them, they came up to us in the dark, and we got scared, so we ran. So we're like, what do you mean? They're like, I don't know, someone just came up to us while we're in the backyard, and there was like no really adults out there anymore because most of them had gone inside. And so we figured it was okay to leave the kids out there because it was our backyard. And we're like, where did he come from? You didn't recognize him? They're like, no. And they're like, he came from the chicken coop. And we're like, oh, maybe we don't go outside anymore. They're like, yeah, it was scary. We don't know who he was. He just came up to us and tried talking to us, so we ran. And we're like, oh, okay, that's not good. So we're like, okay, let's play inside now. So we played inside. It was mostly them telling us what they wanted to play and then us coordinating it. So, and then when the rest of our family started, actually, not the rest of us, the family, because not everyone knew, but on one side of the house, the reason why they like finally believed us when this whole time they'd be like, there's nothing back there, and that was the reason why we started joking that it was demons in the chicken coop or ghosts in the chicken coop, because they would always be like, no, there's no one back there, there's no one in the chicken coop. If there was, we would know it. But then they were like, oh, don't scare yourself, don't freak yourself out, blah 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 blah, normal parent stuff to children when they think they hear something. Then one night they saw them, so like my grandpa who lived on that side, and then they got like a gun out and they were like, what are you doing? And my one cousin, I wasn't there that night since it was after COVID had ended, so I was no longer at that house staying. And then my cousin had gone and grabbed a knife and came out there with them too. Like she had like one of those kitchen knives that was like decently sized, like the blade was probably like this long. Those kitchen knives. It was, she scared them, my family, by accident, by coming out with the knife. Because they came out with the gun and they were like, oh, get out of here. And the people, there was actually people, because they like ran, they hopped the fence to like this back alleyway, and then they like ran. We haven't seen them since, but it's still kind of weird to go towards the chicken coop. So I still don't like going near there alone or in the backyard.
All right, Ace, why are we here in this scary little corner?
It's not scary.
So this door, it leads to this like bathroom type thing. It's like the whole room's the bathroom shower thing. It was built for a disabled person, so that's why. So it's that way they could like sit in their chair and shower. Anyway, sorry, the dog decided to join us. And then it's connected to my mom's room, which her window's right here. But that connects to that side of the house. And they came from with the guns from like right here, and my cousin came with the knife. And they saw the people, and they like scared them. They hopped the fence because there's a back alley behind the second backyard. And they like hopped the fence and ran. I haven't seen or heard from them since. Not from my family, but like I haven't seen or heard any weird things from back here since then. Even when me and my cousin would like hang out back there, we didn't hear anything much anymore. We didn't see anything. And kind of after she left to move to Apple Valley, I didn't really come outside back here anymore. I still go out front, but yeah.
Here I am with Ace at the scene of the crime. Tell us what you know.
Okay, so this is how you get in. It's like double fenced in. There used to be a fence there, but it broke. Like the wired one that I don't think you can see from the angle right there had been like ripped down, and then the wooden one broke in the wind. There's a sign that I never noticed behind us. What does that say? I don't know what that says. I never noticed that there. Moving on. I guess it took me doing an interview for your yearbook to figure that out. We're gonna head into the chicken coop. So, as I had mentioned, this used to be used for chicken fights, and this is like the pens where they would store them, the chickens. And this is also where the people were like squatting, or I think that's the right term. You can kind of see that's a window to like one of the alleys back there. Yeah. So yeah, this is where they would keep the chickens, and this is where we're pretty sure a lot of the people were staying, because like there's like not a lot of wind in there. It's like you don't get a lot of weather, and like it's kind of hard to see in from our angle. The camera might pick it up better. We want to go in one. She looks very uncertain, by the way. Let's go. Yeah, there's like no wind in here. It's crazy. Oh, there's a soda can. At least we think it's soda. We didn't look too closely. That we don't recognize. We've not bought soda like that before. So there's that. Also, since when do we have a lawnmower? That's a good question. I don't know. Whatever that is, I don't remember having that. That might be the owners of the house since we rent this house. Let's close this. Okay. Oh, the weeds. They're in my socks. This is another place where the things would be. And then for the chicken fight backstory, this is where they would keep the chickens before and after their fight. Or I think they were before in the other area, but this was after, and they would like wash stuff up, wash the blood. Also, for the people who are hiding, this would be like a really good spot to like just crash at. This is probably one of the main spots where they were hiding. And probably why we heard metal dragging at like 5 in the morning. There's fences right there. So probably why we heard that. This door sucks. The weeds make it not open all the way. So this is where they would hold the chicken fights actually. And I think that can open. That's probably another way how they got in here actually. Oh yeah, that can definitely open. I think it opens from the outside though. Pretty sure they were also in here. We never came back here much because, well, everyone was scared of it just by the looks of it. No one wanted to come back here. And then how we would joke about there being demons because we saw figures. We didn't want to come back here even more. I hate that door. But yeah.
Did you ever participate in the illegal chicken fighting?
No, that was before we got the house. Or we rented the house.
Do you have any other cool facts or like, I don't know, stuff you want to say about this chicken coop?
Right behind it, right here, in the corner, behind this fence, we found a okay. Behind this fence, we found, I can't say shallow. We found a shallow grave of a cat's body, and I don't think it was even like decomposed yet. It was like a black cat. So ever since I was little, I thought this was like the haunted corner. That's a fact.
Thanks for letting me interview you. Come almost die at your chicken coop.
We didn't almost die.
Yes, we did.
No.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome.